Chapter 3. Olly and the girl rushed out of the bathroom to see what was going on. "What happened?" said the girl. "She went out on her," another girl in the row replied. "I told you we can't let this happen." Olly interrupted. "I think I'm going to be sick." She fell to the ground. Tania laughed. "Ha ha, sucker! You say one more word, and I'll break your other arm." Olly could barely hear them talking. It was as if she were going into another world. Though she could often hear a faint, alarm-type noise, she could also hear voices saying, "It'll be okay." She woke up in a white room. There was a man, seated in a chair in the corner. "Oh, you're awake." "Where am I? Who are you? Where are the others?" The man looked at Olly, and then looked at the ground. "I cannot tell you where you are, but you have come here because you are special." "What do you mean, special? I want to go back home to see my friends and family." Olly was frightened and angered at the same time. "My name is Dr. Kenton. Don't be alarmed. You were brought to me by, how shall I say, special non-human beings." He looked around the room and then directed his attention to Olly. "You mean my—" Olly had to think fast. She remembered how much the girls had cared for her when she was in desperate need of safety. If she said something wrong now, they might all get separated. My sisters?" "They didn't seem like your sisters to me, but call them what you may." Olly looked at the floor and then at Dr. Kenton. "If they aren't my sisters, then what are they?" There was a short moment of silence. Then Dr. Kenton let out a long sigh. "They are the side effects of MMSS." "What is that?" The doctor closed the blinds. MMSS stands for Multi-Emotional Soul Syndrome. Many do not believe it exists. That's why I'm here. It often happens if you struggle to hold yourself together in certain situations, or if you bottle up your emotions. Olly had so many questions. "Why do I have this? Why did he close the blinds? What will my parents think? What'll happen to those girls that helped me?" She started to feel dizzy again. "Olly, it's been several hours. You can't go through this again. You might as well be nocturnal." "I think I already am." "Wait, how do you know my name?" Didn't you say?" Olly looked at the blinds and sighed. It was probably one of the girls. "What are my parents going to think?" The doctor chuckled. "Olly, your parents already know me." "What?" Olly tilted her head in confusion. "They have for a long time." Olly felt both sad and angry. "Why didn't they ever tell me about you?" Dr. Kenton sat down and took a deep breath. "You probably don't remember this, but when you were younger, you would sometimes wake up screaming." Olly looked up and thought about what he had just said. "I think I remember my parents talking about how I used to have something called night terrors." "Yeah, but these weren't just normal night terrors, Olly. Sometimes you would seize, but your parents only came to me when you started sleepwalking." "Sleepwalking? That doesn't sound like much." "I remember that time you attempted murder on one of your most beloved canine companions." Olly looked down. "So that's why they got rid of Boo Boo." Dr. Kenton glanced at the wall, and then back at Olly. "What's your spirit animal?" Olly shrugged. "I know what my zodiac sign is, but I don't really know what my spirit animal is." "Well, knowing your spirit animal is very important. Give me your hand." Why?" Dr. Kenton shrugged. "Why not?" Olly slightly whimpered and then displayed the palm of her hand, waiting for Dr. Kenton to do whatever freaky trick he was planning on doing. It seemed like he was tracing something into her skin with his finger. "I can tell that you are stressed, but there is no reason to be stressed. I'm not going to hurt you." For the short amount of time that he looked into her eyes, she felt as if her soul was trying to climb out of her body. After a few minutes, her heartbeat slowed. "You are the victim in many situations. You are unhappy with this, but you know that someone has to play the part." He started to trace letters and odd shapes into her wrist with his thumb. I can see now. You often feel as if the world is on your shoulders. You care less about yourself and more about others. You think that your actions are, and always have been, responsible for what everyone thinks and how they feel. Olly slowly nodded and started to shake. Knowing that someone could know this much about her just by physical contact was really starting to creep her out. You, my friend, are a wolf. Olly jerked her hand away. Why does that even matter? Okay, calm down. I just want you to know that later your sisters will change. What do you mean, change? They'll... He stopped for a short moment of time, as if lost in thought. You'll know once it happens. But for now, I'll just say that you should probably relocate where your education is being given to you. Like, at home. But my parents! He cut her off. Your parents should already know. We talked about this years ago. We did a bunch of research and made a decision. Together. And what was that? That you have MMSS, of course. I'm happy you have somewhat of a connection with my parents. Well, I'm not a stalker. Olly let out a nervous chuckle. Now, run along. Go find your sisters. Olly started to walk out the door. He shouted, Wait! Huh? Olly peeked over her shoulder. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. He gave Olly what looked like a GPS. You are the dot. Keep this small marble in your pocket. It's connected to the device, and if you lose it, the dot will probably stop moving on the map. Olly thought to herself. I probably would have been able to figure that out by myself. Okay. Oh, and if you and your sisters just happen to end up living with each other, you might want to give them names. I'll try. After a little more explaining of the tracking device, Olly waved goodbye and headed out the door. Chapter 4. She walked a few feet out into the forest. Hi! Ah! I'm so sorry. Did I startle you? I didn't mean to... I'm fine. It was the girl from earlier, though her voice seemed to be higher pitched. Dr. Kenton explained everything. Oh, thank goodness. She started to shake the branch of the tree she was standing by. Olly looked at her in confusion. What are you doing? She heard some whispering and then saw a girl get shoved out from behind the tree. Hey! This girl had a quite raspy voice. It was obvious that she probably yelled a lot. She got up and dusted herself off. You stupid heads! Two other girls stood up, the second one lacking confidence. I'm not stupid! The second girl spoke quietly. I prefer ignorant. Olly interrupted the small quarrel the two girls were having. You guys really need names. Names? They all said in unison. Yes, names. They are the titles of which regular people like me and Dr. Kenton are to be called. They all nodded their heads in agreement. Yeah, a name would be nice. Olly got out her phone. Holy crap, it's 8:45! She began to look up names. She sat down on a nearby tree stump, and a few minutes later, she finished her choosing. Ugh, I'm gonna run out of data. Okay, now, since you were the one to help me with my injury, I'll title you first. The girl squealed in excitement. I think Felicity would be a nice name for you. It means happiness. And I do remember you saying that you are happiness, so... The girl, now named Felicity, started to get nosy. She took Olly's phone out of her hands. What does Tilly mean? Olly snatched her phone back from Felicity. German name, blah blah blah. It means strength. Felicity is nice, but I like Tilly too. Maybe that can be your nickname. Felicity gave Olly a confused look. Nickname? A nickname is like something your friends like to call you by, and most of the time you enjoy being called that name. Oh, okay. Olly looked at the girl who was hiding her face with her hair. Hey, I think you should be next. She quickly ran behind another one of the girls. Get away from me! She was forced out of her hiding place. She sighed. Who am I going to be? I've noticed that you're quite quiet. The girl's eyes widened. I hope that's not a problem. No, it's okay. Your name is Susu. The girl, now named Susu, smiled gently. Susu. I like that name. She leaned against a tree. Only the other two girls were left. Can I go next? Olly looked up at the volunteer. Sure. Your name is Valencia. Considering how brave you just were to volunteer, I think that the name fits you perfectly, as the name Valencia means brave. I also believe that you represent my bravery? The girl, Valencia, looked amazed. Whoa. How'd you guess? Olly laughed a bit, but before she could say anything else, she was interrupted. Let's get this over with, the girl on the back said, followed by a long sigh. Your eyes. What? It's getting darker out here. It looks like your eyes are glowing. Huh? Felicity looked at the girl. Wow, she's right. It really does look like your eyes are glowing. Almost as if you were a nightlight. Sounds cool. Alright, let's go. That's not what I meant. I don't care. I'm bored, hungry, and tired. My name is Nightlight now, and if you don't just get past this and follow me, then I will tear your eyes out. A chill went down Olly's spine, and she agreed to just listen to Nightlight and get moving.